here we are, season 5. I just can't get over that. Season 5, episode 6. Got something fun tonight. Get something, it's a little dark-sided. It's not dark at all, but it is a dark drink, though. But that's, I'm getting ahead of it. Some ground rules here. So first of all, Blue Monkey Quarantina. We have been doing this for 5 seasons because it's season 5. And here's one of the things I can tell you that has never happened. We have never done in this show that we call the Blue Monkey Quarantina. We have never done on a quarantine cocktail show the same cocktail twice. Never. Not. Now, telethon. When we do the 24-hour cocktail telethon, all bets are off. I mean, for God's sakes, folks. I mean, I can't come up with all new every time. But as far as this show goes, we have never done the same cocktail twice. We're not going to break that rule. But we are riffing it tonight. Yes, we've got a riff. We're doing a riff on... This is really fun. I love when things work out. So, I've told you all these ways that we come up with drinks. Sometimes I wake up and I have some great idea. Sometimes we look what national day it is. Who knows, right? It's whatever I have in the cabinet. And sometimes people ask for a cocktail. And I love that. We get a request. And this is a request special shout out, Sean, going to you. Because we were requested to do a special riff on The Dark and Stormy. Here's where irony takes over. This is season 5, episode 6. If you go back to the original cocktail show, season 1, what episode, season 1 did we do The Dark and Stormy?
6.
Boom, 6. There it is. It's like this Bermuda Triangle scary thing. 6, 6. I don't have any more. That's all I got. Anyway, folks, come on in. It's a Blue Monkey Quarantina. Only business, monkey business. And we've got some cocktails for you tonight. And some special new surprises of fun and excitement. So here we go, folks. Yes, it is true. Here we are, season 5, episode 6. Getting ready to do a riff on just a great classic cocktail. Sorry, Shelby made some classic great vodka sodas tonight. Pink grapefruit soda. Yes. Fantastic. Delicious stuff. Anyway, folks, here we are. Let me tell you about this. So here's what I love. So the cocktail we're bringing you tonight, again, for purposes right now, we'll call it the Dark and Stormy. And it's got some great history. What people don't realize, this is a classic, great beach cocktail. I mean, it's got everything. But let me tell you how we get there first. 1806, we got to go to Bermuda. So we're going to Bermuda, and in Bermuda, we have a ship. Now, it's being commanded by none other than James Gosling. You can probably get an idea where we're headed with Gosling. So what's funny about this is his ship, he's got all these goods on it, a lot of alcohol to be precise. And because of the weather, he is forced to port in Bermuda. Was not where they intended to ever go. Now, here's what's funny about it. When I tell you they were forced to port there, Shelby, it was not a storm. No. They were becalmed. Okay. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, we got things going. It's on every channel. So yeah, it's a term in boating, shipping, and they were becalmed. You know what that means?
No, I don't.
No wind.
Ooh.
They couldn't go anywhere.
That's not good.
Yeah, they get stuck. There's just not enough wind to go anywhere. So they ended up having to port in Bermuda, stayed there, and because it took so long, all of their goods were going to spoil. So they unported everything and ended up making a bit of a home base there. Fast forward, 1857, Gosling started his own rum company. Gosling's rum. Yay! Yeah, now we're all caught up. Now you know where the rum comes from. Now, Paul, that's only the rum part. You're correct. So that's where they ended up with Bermuda Black Seal rum. Goslings. By the way, it was called Black Seal, not because of a black seal, but because they would dip the bottles in a black wax to seal them. And then it was called Black Seal rum. Yeah, now you know.
I thought they just like animals.
No, not at all. Yeah, anyway. So now, where's the ginger come from? So because a dark and stormy is basically rum and ginger beer. Well, lo and behold, in Bermuda, the Royal Navy Officers Club. All right, so this is British, the British Navy Club. They actually had a production plant there where they made their own ginger beer. Yes, they had a ginger beer factory. Now, it had been around for a while, but somehow, some way, nobody knows the whole story, but after World War I, they ended up mixing the two to create this cocktail out of the blue. I believe the story goes that there was a guy running on one side of the island with a glass of ginger beer, and another guy running on the beach with a glass of rum, and they run into each other, and they're like, oh, and then they mix into each other's, and it's like, you got your rum in my ginger beer, you got your ginger beer in my rum, and no, that's not it at all. They just finally decided to mix the two. Nobody knows why it took so long to finally do it. Ultimately, delicious, and the reason it got its name is a sailor who was drinking it at one of the bars there. When they poured it, he said, that looks like the clouds of the darkest, stormiest weather that I would never want to go out into. They drank it, and it stuck, the dark and stormy. Now, the dark and stormy should be made with Gosling's rum and then ginger beer. And there's a very precise recipe. But for purposes tonight, legal and requested otherwise, we are not using those tonight. No. Pray tell. No Gosling's ginger beer tonight, and no Gosling's Bermuda Blackstrap. No, we have a special ginger beer tonight. And, you ready for this? Paul, what do you do when you're bored around the house? I do things like this. Tonight, we're breaking into the secret new vault. Hidden. It's a secret chamber in a secret chamber.
What happens when Paul has left his own devices?
Yeah, and we're pulling out the Appleton Estate Signature Blend Jamaican Rum for tonight's special appearance. I feel like I could almost have a little Mr. Rogers like thing here, you know? It's like the alcoholic Mr. Rogers hidden. Put my shoes on. So, yes, yeah, I know.
I can't even.
I know. This is what we do around. This is what Paul does when he's bored. So anyway, yes. So tonight we have some very special ingredients. First of all, we are not using Gosling's. We are using Appleton rum. Appleton rum. So this is the epitome of Jamaican rum. This goes back to 1749. If you go to Jamaica, you can't throw a rock without hitting a bottle of Appleton rum. It's everywhere, and it's delicious. And this is not only the oldest rum in Jamaica, it's also, gets its sugar cane from a sugar cane refinery plant from like the 1600s. I mean, this stuff is legit. It's been there forever. And then, to make it even more special tonight, we are going with the Cock and Bull ginger beer. Not only the Cock and Bull ginger beer, the diet. And I'm going to explain all this in a second. Now, if you really want to go back and play, the Cock and Bull ginger beer, it has its own history too. And I'll tell you the story, and you're going to remember it. Shelby, you're going to remember this. Okay. So we're going back to the 1940s. and I've actually talked about the Cock and Bull, and I just like to say Cock and Bull many times. So I've talked about the Cock and Bull ginger beer before. So the story is that this is the 1940s, and basically it is hard to import ginger beer. So the Cock and Bull restaurant, a guy who's working there, he decides, basically this is Jim, let's just call him Jim.
Okay.
Jim, he creates his own ginger beer, and he's going to basically start selling it. He can't get it imported, so he makes his own ginger beer. Now, that story may not resonate with you, but if I tell you the other half of that story, because one night he's at his Cock and Bull restaurant commiserating, thank you. Not commiserating, commiserating, thank you. This is why we're here. This is why we work well together. I can't speak and she can help me. And he's basically telling John Morton, who's there drinking, all this trouble he's having because he's basically made all this ginger beer and he doesn't know how to sell it. Well, John shares his dilemma and says, well, you think you got problems? I just bought Smirnoff vodka and I don't know how to distribute this vodka that nobody wants. Yes, these are the two gentlemen who created the original Moscow Mule. You see, folks, the Cock and Bull ginger beer is the original ginger beer of the Moscow Mule that was created around 1946. The more you know. So those are our choice beverages tonight. So let's make this cocktail. Now, this is a great, easy drink. Get yourself a couple. I prefer a highball glass. We'll put a little crushed ice in here. Again, I like the crushed ice just because it's easier to get inside these tiny little glasses. All right. Then you take your, for purposes, ginger beer. Again, we're going with the Cock and Bull diet Cock and Bull. And you're going to put 6 ounces, right? That looks like about 4 to 6 ounces. Would you not call that 4 to 6 ounces?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do that. Go to the top of the monkey. All right. Then
we need to coin that.
Top of the monkey. Then you're going to go 1.5 ounces of your rum. Tonight's rum, again, Appleton Estate. So we're going to go about an ounce, about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. We're going to go 1.5 ounces, and I'll explain why. And then you're going to try to float that on top-ish. You can kind of see how she kind of... You can see how it wants to float by itself naturally, right? Mm-hmm. We do that. And then garnish. We're going to go with the lime.
Got to take care of the scurvy.
This is all. And actually, thank you for the scurvy reference. The reason ginger beer was at Bermuda back in the day, the British Naval Officers Club, a lot of people believe it was because of not only scurvy, so the ginger helped with seasickness as well.
It sure does.
And so that was a big selling point. So anyway, lime wheels. We're gonna go in like this.
Nice.
Right? Just work with me. And then, folks, because we're saving lives and scurvy and all that, and I know that I guarantee James Gosling would have done the same thing. I think actually he did. Emergency, folks. Emergency. All the way back to episode 1, season 1, episode 6, we always put a little emergency in every cocktail. Saving lives, people. Saving lives. All right, folks, there it is. That is your, not to be confused with the dark and stormy, what I have now dubbed the partly cloudy. Because it's not quite that dark, so we're going to go partly cloudy. Let's see how it tastes, and then I'll give you the rest of the story. Oh my God, yes.
Sean says he pours a little bit heavier on the rum.
Okay, well, his is probably more cloudy.
More cloudy.
More cloudy. Mine's partly cloudy. Now, there's a reason I did everything I did. So first of all, let's get over it. There is a reason why I have to actually make a legal disclaimer with this cocktail. Shelby, give me cheers.
Sorry,
give that a try. No. Yeah, I know it.
Oh, yeah. Sean, you win. You win, my friend.
So I like that. So the legal side, another reason this cocktail is one of my favorites is because it actually has a legal history background to it, and it fascinates me. So, in 1991, Gosling's, manufacturer of what we just talked about, Gosling's Black Seal Rum, did something unique. They filed for a patent for this cocktail recipe. Yes, it is true. The Dark and Stormy is one of only 4 cocktails in the world that have a patent on it. So, if you are going to make a Dark and Stormy, you have to use 1.5 ounces of Gosling's Black Seal Rum and 4 to 5 ounces of any ginger beer. Oddly enough, they did not patent their own ginger beer for that cocktail. So it's a little bit broader. But it's 1.5 ounces. How good of a patent is it? Well, it's pretty amazing. So it actually is for the words dark and stormy. Dark apostrophe and stormy. So technically, if I had the dark and stormy, I could be okay. If I did the dark ampersand stormy, I could probably be okay. I mean, there's a lot of ways around this. But what is, again, interesting about this is people have gotten in trouble for advertising at a bar the dark and stormy and not using the proper ingredients. That is a violation. You will get in trouble for that. So, to protect ourselves, what we did tonight, well, first of all, what people have done so that they can have a similar drink, there are other cocktails out there. One's called the Safe Harbor. In the legal world, the Safe Harbor is anytime you do something and you're protected. So people have made the Safe Harbor cocktail, which is rum, any rum, and ginger beer. People have made the rum and ginger. And then tonight, for the first time ever, we have brought to the world, thanks to Sean, the Partly Cloudy, which I believe is the newest and greatest. I'm gonna patent it.
I love it.
It is Appleton Estate rum, and then of course Cock and Bull ginger beer, classic original ginger beer from the Moscow Mule, and we get the Partly Cloudy. Not too dark, not really too stormy. It's just smooth, sweet, and delicious.
Just like Sean.
There it is, folks. You're Partly Cloudy. So I'd say go out, enjoy the evening, the day, the summer, get ready for the beach. And you know what? If it's not sunny out and it's a little partly cloudy, that calls for a toast. So cheers to the Partly Cloudy. Did we get it all? How did we do?
I think we did well. And
yeah.
Look at this. It's only 18 minutes.
Only 18 minutes. It's supposed to be 8. I know. I'm just not good at this.
You can tell your name in 8 minutes.
I know. We try. But I'm telling you, that's rock and drink right there.
Yeah, new favorite.
It goes down smooth. Yeah, Partly Cloudy.
Sean says you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Great idea. Now let's go patent it. Oh, by the way, there are only 4 cocktails patented in the country. Folks, what are they? I gave you one, Dark and Stormy. Number 2. I can also tell you almost all of them come from New Orleans.
Oh, would it be the Hurricane?
No.
Oh.
That's a good one, though.
Sazerac?
Sazerac. Number 2. The other one, it's from New Orleans, but it's not a drink you would think of. The grenade. The hand grenade,
Is that actually, I just thought they filled that
Nope.
yard of plastic with
That
random
is a
liquor.
patented drink.
There's actually a recipe in that. I literally thought they dumped everything behind the counter into those things.
And then the last one, oddly enough, my favorite cocktail.
Oh, the painkiller?
Here you have it, folks. 4 cocktails.
Is that really
all patented? Yeah. I believe that's the 4th one. Huh. Now she's called into question, and I'll have to do some research. To be continued. Folks, cheers. Partly Cloudy. We're having fun. Love you. Good night.